I keep thinking it's starting and then it's like blue balls.
It is starting.
Oh.
I'm started.
I need to wait. Well, because I thought you kept starting it and I was like, are you trying to blue balls me?
It's fine. We're good to go.
Okay. Hey guys, how you doing?
Hello everyone.
Welcome back to Toxic Twins. As you can hear, we have a few more voices this week. We're actually going to have a chat with Rebecca on my left, which you won't be able to see just yet, and Sophia, who's on Brooke's right.
Hi.
So just a little backstory for you, just before we get into it. I met both Sophia and Rebecca from working at my current job now. They've both left me, which makes me super sad. But as you can tell, we're still close because we're all about the same toxicity, except for Rebecca. It's a lot worse. Anyways.
Yeah, you think that we're bad?
Literally.
Wait till you hear some of the stories from these gals.
A lot of them Brooke hasn't heard either.
No. So I've only met Bex and Soph once. This is the second time seeing the gorgeous gals. So I don't know a lot like Riz does. So
she's ready. But the first time Brooke met Beck, I remember her telling me that she couldn't understand a fucking word she said.
No. I know quite a few English people, but like Bex, I just
strong Northern. That's why I'm getting strong.
So Beck is from whereabouts are you from?
Liverpool.
As you can hear.
It'll
but
come
she's gonna try and tame it down and be a lot slower for us this evening. And Sophia, where are you from?
Australia. Actually, I'm half Spanish.
There you
so
go.
I've got a little bit of...
Yes, you do.
Let's have you every day.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Good to go.
Zhoosh.
Zhoosh.
Okay.
Okay.
The shoulders.
You are going to be able to start seeing these videos. We have got our YouTube up and running.
Yeah.
Brooke's getting it all sorted.
Yeah.
So be ready for that. We're going to have a link in our Insta pretty shortly. But to start us off, we're actually just going to have a bit of a chat about our weekends. So Brooke and I are going to start. You want to take this one? I think it's more of your story than mine.
So standard for the both of us.
Let's go.
Went to Manly. Riss's first weekend back from Europe. So of course we went out. Yeah, it started off pretty tame actually. Riss had work and we didn't get there until what, 10:30?
10:30.
So we were pretty late. It was pissing down rain, which wasn't fun, but you know, still a vibe. When we got there actually, it was really good. And then we went to Stain after Wharf Bar, and we had this random guy come up to us and be like, "Are you Carissa?"
Never seen before in my fucking life.
Which is just weird on its own.
I was just like, fuck, how do you know me?
Yeah, like I ended up walking away because I was like, I'm not getting involved with this. You don't start that conversation with that line.
And I was like, okay, if I get taken, she's gone. So.
Yeah, I'll come back and she'll be gone. Yeah, and he was like, oh, I know so-and-so.
Which is connected to Brooke. And I was like trying to scream at her. I was like, Brooke, this person knows you. And she was gone.
Walking off.
So I was like, what the fuck is this guy's last name?
And then obviously, so yeah, we ended up running into him at Stain. And just found out some pretty interesting shit from him and his mates. That he, obviously was friends with the guy that I knew.
Who you know,
had slept with.
There it is.
And told us some pretty juicy lies that came out of that guy's mouth.
Yeah, do you want to, what was it?
Apparently Riss and I had a threesome with him.
I think he was saying that to the people in
that he worked with, that we had. I was like, so this guy took me aside, away from Brooke, and I was
this was at the end of the night as well.
So these guys went this whole time thinking, oh, these girls are fun. Maybe we can get a foursome going. Anyway, so he took me aside and he's like, oh, I have to tell you something. And I was like, where's Brooke? What if something's gonna happen here? I was like, I'm gonna stay close. And so I was like, okay. And he's like, don't get annoyed, but I think this might be a lie. And I was like, okay, what the fuck is it? Like, this is after he told me his place doesn't have doors as well, by the way.
Sorry? Trying to organise where we were going.
So we were trying to organise where we were going back to, yeah? And this guy's like, just to let you know, I don't have any doors. And I was like, what?
But why?
Jeffrey Dahmer? Like, literally, that's what I'm like. I'm not going home, no, what? And I was like, I'm glad you told me. Because, like, imagine if I went there and I was like, sorry, where's the door?
Yeah, tried to shut the door behind you and then it wasn't there.
Your story. Anyway.
Does it have a front door?
No, like,
I think so. I hope they have outside doors. We didn't really get there. So I was like, I'm
So
not
you say no doors, as in like
inside,
house, or-
yeah. So, like, no bedroom,
No bedroom
door,
doors.
no bath. The bathroom? Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
gross. So then I was like,
Besides the
this
point.
guy is going to tell me that he's hurt, like he's killed someone. And he's just going to admit it now so that we can get it over and done with. And so he goes, oh, this guy, that obviously Brooklyn, told us that you guys had a threesome with him. And I full like just started pissing myself. And I turned around in the middle of the stain, screamed out, Brooke! And she's like, what?
I was having a conversation with the other guy and I
Yeah,
was like,
she
what?
looked at, like, she turned around like, what? Like, not that I just found out something juicy. She was kind of like, what do you fucking want? And I was like, this guy said we had a threesome! And she's full like, we're both just yelling at each other from across the room. And she's like, what the fuck? And like, we were losing it, just laughing. And then I was like, you know what? The only way we had a fucking threesome was if me and Brooke were making out and you were fucking watching me.
Definitely wouldn't have been a threesome with him.
Definitely not.
Nah.
Definitely not. But like, then we were like, okay, if you guys have ever listened to our podcast, you would know that we've said we've never had a threesome. Separately or together.
Yeah.
And this guy's full just blatantly lying.
How old is he?
How old is he?
My age, was 25.
I don't know how I was thinking so old. I was thinking so old. Like very creepy. I was like,
No,
nah,
he was 29.
nah, he's
And then
my
he
age.
also lied about something else.
Yeah, like I've known him for ages. Like I went to like the brother school, so I went to an
Okay,
all-girls
yeah.
school, and like normally we have a brother school, so he went to that. So I've known him for ages. And yeah, he was like, he apparently told his workmate that because I used to be a cheerleader, so I haven't danced since 2014. And this guy was like, oh yeah, he said that you like came over from the sidelines and like kissed him in front of everybody, and I was like, bro, I haven't danced in 10 years. Like,
That sounds
What?
like random.
Like,
yeah,
I also
yeah.
didn't know.
Sounds like a fake.
I feel like he's had a dream and woken up and
Oh,
thought it was
yeah.
so real.
Yeah.
That happened.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing in Australia.
What?
Cheerleading. I just think of America when I think of that.
No,
Yeah,
he
no,
was
it's like
dancing
for,
like
dancing for
stuff.
NRL. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But I haven't danced for ages, and I said to him, I was like, no, not sorry. I was like, and I showed him physical proof. I was like, this is the last time I danced. And he's like, oh, so this is a lie. And I was like, another one. Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry.
What is actually wrong with people?
But why does he feel the need to lie about
Well, I don't
something
know.
like that?
He
I
also
don't
has a
know.
girlfriend now.
Yeah, he has a
Oh,
girlfriend
nice.
now.
Yeah. Excuse yourself. Anyway, I would love to call you out, but you know, one day I'm sure when we're around and we see you, you're gonna get an
Yeah,
absolute
you'll
earful.
probably get a question.
You
or
probably
two.
hope so.
Yeah, but yeah, his workmate was like, oh, is it okay if I like bring it up to him and like call him out? I was like, fucking oath, go for it. Like I do not give a
100%.
shit.
Say
because-
that we full said it.
And they were all like, because obviously they all knew him. They were all like, can we take a photo?
Oh my god,
He was like, so the guy that I was talking to separately, he was like, oh, can I take a photo? And I was like, sure, whatever. And then the first guy, which you were talking to, he was like, oh, I've got to take a photo with you two and send it to him. And he ended up sending something back and being like, oh my god, please don't. Like,
That's
please
why I
stop.
said that.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it makes sense
I
now.
got caught out.
Yeah, before we even knew about it, he
Mm.
was like, oh, please stop.
But the best thing that came out of it was we actually got to sleep with another
Duo.
duo of best friends. So all in all, didn't have a threesome,
Success.
didn't have a foursome, we still got sex. So it's like,
Yeah,
I don't know why that took so long to come out.
yeah.
Anyway, I mean yours wasn't as great, but we're not going to talk about it because we have so much to get through.
Yeah, we've got a lot to get through.
Also, biting is not a thing, okay?
Which
Brooke
area?
has a massive bruise.
I have a bruise on my shoulder.
Oh,
Like,
it's
right
shoulder.
now.
No, absolutely not.
Also have another friend that has the exact
Like a
same bruise.
vampire fetish or something.
That's what I
See,
said.
Riz and I were talking about it before, and I'm like about biting. Like I'll bite the lip,
Yeah,
I'll bite
that's
like a guy's
normal.
chest, but like
No, I'm
not.
like, no, I'm like, what?
I'm like, if I did that, I would
just
just
like-
not be sexy at all.
No, see, I'd make like a show of myself if I'd done that. I'd make a show.
You would?
I would make a show.
But yeah, see, I'm like
Brooke's about
I'm
it.
into it, but like
I'm a
He-
scratcher. Like,
I'm a scratcher as well. Like
I
clearly,
feel like I'm not. I'm like, what am I?
What am I? Drunk.
Yeah. Drunk.
You don't know what you're up to drunk, buddy.
But yeah, so again, if you're a biter, that's
Just like
be gentle.
know your limit, because this guy was drunk and he beat me on the shoulder, and I actually screamed. I was like, "Ow!" And he was like, "Oh, sorry." And it's like, "Yes, bro, it's my shoulder." Like, of course, it's going to like bite me.
Trying to take a bite out of your
somewhere
bloody just your shoulder bone. Like,
Yeah, it hurts.
again,
It hurts.
lots coming out. But anyway, who wants to start with their weekend? Well, maybe we'll go with
Mine's
Sophia.
really not that interesting. I just have a really disgusting story.
Okay, well, let's go.
If you really want to hear it though.
Yeah, go.
Go for it.
I was like just out, with some friends, and then we went back to my friend's house, and like me, I vomit a lot. That tends to be a thing.
It's going to
Not
be a
even
few
drunk, I
stories
just
about that.
vomit. But basically, I went in the bathroom and I vomited, but I didn't make it to the toilet.
Oh no.
And it was like on the floor, like in the shower.
In the shower.
And so everyone thought I was taking a shower, but I was trying to hose everything down. This is so bad. I started like having to, wipe it up and put it in the toilet, but I clogged the toilet.
Oh! Jesus, Sophia.
That is so you.
You're welcome.
Like, it's just literally so
Sorry,
you.
not sorry.
And then I had to like pick it up and chuck it in the bin.
Oh no.
I had to get the guy whose house it was and be like, yeah, toilet's clogged. Like, can you sort it out?
Ah.
Well, because I
You
shat.
always
loads,
carry
so
on
that's okay.
now.
It's not like you shat,
You
but you
sit
just
and
vomited
carry on.
everywhere.
Vomited everywhere.
Okay.
And it was red wine vomit, so it's like
Oh,
fluid red.
no.
Yeah.
Sophia.
Not
Yeah.
the vibe.
Get your
That
shit
one.
together.
Apologies.
You carry on, you're literally be sick, then she's like, oh,
Yeah,
now
she's
I'm
a
gonna have
trooper.
drink, and I'm like, Sophia.
Yeah, well, I've got to make up for what I just lost.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Oh, that is true. I didn't think of it that way. That was me. I just go home. I'm like, bye.
Oh, I'm a record, Rebecca.
Absolutely not.
Okay, Rebecca, tell us about your weekend. On the wines as well.
On the wines. I'm a wine person, as probably everyone here knows.
By the way, Beck just came back from the UK. So Beck's only been back for...
11 days now, to be precise.
So tell
days,
us,
really nice.
your adventures.
So, what did I do this weekend? I went to Bondi. That's all I ever seem to be these days. And I met... feeling embarrassed to say. So I met this boy, right? He was from like Ireland. And but I was really drunk, so we'd been to a bottomless brunch. I don't want to speak to this, but I was really, really drunk. I don't know why I'm speaking that. We were really, really drunk, went to a bottomless brunch, don't remember like much. Got to this bar in Bondi, and this boy's speaking to me, and I'm just going along with it, blah blah. I apparently agreed to go on a date with him. don't remember. I've got on my phone, one of my notes, on my notes page, there's like his name, my name, like an agreement thing. It's really weird.
She said it to me.
I was
And I was like,
It's signed.
I was like, it's signed. Like, what was that about? Woke up and he was messaging me, and I was like, oh no.
What have I done?
So I'm really horrible, but I've blanked all his messages because I just feel like I can't bring myself to actually open the messages. Because he was like, oh, I want to lock in this date, and I was like, oh, I don't really want to.
But you have a signed agreement.
But sounds a bit well, I'm not going.
Okay.
And then to top it all off, there's a boy from home who I know briefly from
Briefly.
from a few things that have happened in the past. And so he, again, don't remember the conversation properly, deleted the messages the next day because I was that mortified, because I was that embarrassed. I felt like it was not okay. Sent him a selfie in the, I had like this zebra print dress on, really nice dress, thinking, we're going to have a classy night. Ended up in the McDonald's in King's Cross in this dress, eating like a burger or whatever it was I was eating, taking pictures, mayo everywhere, like a show. Literally, they can imagine me like just a show. And I woke up and I rang him, like didn't know what, we were in a conversation, and he said something because there was someone was in the background of a picture, like this boy, and he ended up just saying, it was really weird. And then he blanked my messages because I was like, he's still on a move with me, like I don't really understand what's happened. And we were speaking on text, and then he went to me, do you remember last night? And I was like, no.
Not really.
And he said to me, and I said it, and my soul left my body, and I was like, oh my god. And he was like, you were horny last night. And I was like, what have I been saying? Don't remember the conversation conversation on the phone. I sent some voice notes. I was absolute crank after a glass of wine. So then I was like, you in a mood with me? He was like, no, I'm not in a mood. But he go, haha, like, H-I, and I was like, oh.
That's a bit
moody.
moody.
But that was it. So now we're not going to go there no more because I'm leaving.
Okay, she says that now. But who else did you call?
Who else did I call?
Who else did you call?
I don't know who else I called.
Didn't you say you called immigration?
Oh, yes. So I lost my ID, my card, everything went missing out my bag. Rang immigration at my house because my visa expires on Friday, so I needed all like my stuff, like passport. And I was like, oh my god, what am I going to do? And it was like, I didn't know what time it was. Rang immigration because it was only early because it was from a bottomless brunch. Oh rang immigration like in the middle of, where was I? Hotel Rabbit, whatever it's called, on Monday Beach. And I didn't even remember the conversation. I was like, I've lost my ID. And I was like, my visa runs out in a week. And she was just like, there was like silence. And she was like, can you go, I remember she said to me, can you go somewhere that's a little bit more like quieter? Because I was just in the middle of this bar. And I was like, no. I lost my ID. She was just like,
no, I'm not going anywhere. You need to sort this out.
It was like, you know when you're drunk and you're just so persistent, like you just think everything can be done there and then.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't. Yeah.
I would love to have that, like, that audio.
That
of her being
recording.
like,
Same.
hey, I'm this English chick. I'm drunk off my face. Can you get my visa sorted?
By Friday,
I'm surprised
please.
someone answered you.
So am I. And I was like, I don't even know if I've been on the phone properly. And I was just like, I woke up to all this, like, phone calls to people and immigration. I was like, oh my god, Rebecca, you can't act like this. You're 25 now. Like, you need to start turning it in. It is the wine. It is the wine. It is the wine.
It's the wine.
The wine's ruined the lot.
So that's going to lead us into our next part, which is toxic traits.
Fine.
And Rebecca's is knowing that she just can't handle the wine, yet still goes
Still
on
drinks it.
I've ruined every relationship that I've ever probably been in. I have a glass of wine. Yeah, it's not good.
Okay.
You're red or white?
White.
Sablon.
Sablon.
Savvy big.
But like a savvy big. But I don't have like lemonade or anything in it, so it's just straight and I can just drink it. Just.
Who has lemonade?
Yeah,
with wine?
People
I've
do
never heard of
spritzers.
that.
Have you never? Maybe it's a UK thing.
I've heard of like beer with.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
God,
Like
I
a
thought you were gonna say
shandy.
wine.
Oh,
I
like
thought you were going to
shandy,
say beer
yeah.
and wine too, and I was like,
I was like,
that's a bit of a weird
no,
mix.
that's
Oh, like a
strange,
spritzer,
no.
like a.
Oh, like a spritz. Oh,
Am I thinking?
yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Like
Oh,
a prosecco and something.
No,
But
that's
that's
like
an
a
alcohol.
white wine with
No,
you know
as-
lemonade or soda. That's a
What are you
white.
talking
I think it must be
Are
a
you
UK
okay?
thing. It must be a UK thing.
Must be UK thing.
Okay.
I've never
No.
heard of that.
No.
spritz, but that's not with Sprite. That's like with soda water or something.
Yeah.
And it's a bit sparkling.
It's
not
Rebecca.
sweet.
Give her a break. Sophia, what's yours?
Mine would probably not the wines. I mean that's up there too. But mine would just be like drinking beyond the point of no return.
Yeah.
Constantly.
See, this is the part I don't get. I thought you would have given up drinking after your back incident.
Oh, please. Oh God.
Here's the
God.
This is where you can tell
I
it.
haven't heard this properly.
Yes, you have.
No, I think that
Definitely
something
have.
happened, but
Okay.
Well, I literally, because it was my birthday, so I've, drunk and done some other stuff, get lit. And then my friends are like, when like you have to do the drink when everyone's singing.
Yeah, singing happy birthday
Yeah,
and stuff.
so one of my friends decided it'd be a brilliant idea to give me like the whole peach snaps bottle, so I sculled a peach snaps bottle. So
oh my god.
I don't really remember much. I do know that I broke my back though. But basically, I jumped on one of my friends because I thought he would grab me, but that didn't happen, and he fell back on me, and I just heard this crunch.
Oh.
And in the same process, I've chipped my teeth.
As you can hear, she's showing us.
And then I fully went into the doctor's like then 2 days later.
2 days later.
Yeah, because I thought I could walk, I really couldn't. And then the doctor was such a dick. He was like, well, you can walk, your back's not broken. Sends me to the fucking physio, which with a broken back,
Not a good idea.
not a good
I got
idea.
a Kyra with a broken back.
Like,
Stupid.
And the guy was like, yeah, you're right. Told me he'd be able to feel if my back was broken. Bitch did not, because I ended up in hospital 2 days later with heart attacks, which was probably fun times. And then they did a scan and they're like, yeah, no, you've got 2 compressional fractures in your back.
Shit.
But I survived. I'm still here.
And
Was
now
on
she's
bed rest for 2
walking
months.
again, probably
Let me
doing
tell
the
you,
same shit.
sex with a broken back, not fun.
How did you even do that?
How?
You don't move a lot.
So like,
It's like real
It's
starfish.
like the one time you're allowed to be a starfish.
Oh, you've got a broken back. It's okay. I'll
But
let you
I had to
starfish.
be on top still because like you can't have the pressure of someone on top.
so you starfished on top.
Yeah.
I'm
Girls
gonna
gotta do
try
what
that.
girls got to do.
I'm gonna try that.
But I was with like
Maybe
my
like-
boyfriend at the time.
Oh,
so it wasn't
okay.
like
So he was okay.
So it'd be like fucking an inflatable doll.
pretty much every guy's dream.
Okay. Well, it hasn't
Wow.
stopped her, and there you go. Girls or boys that have broken your back.
Weird thing
No
though,
excuse.
they thought that like I had done it beforehand, but because of the fall, that's why it compressed.
Oh.
And they think it was when I like totaled my car, like a year took.
I love that you can
Wow.
just chat about it, like, oh my god, I just broke my back, but it's
I
fine.
remember getting texts, and it must have been you or Erin's one was like,
Yeah, I think it was me.
it was like, Sophia's broke her back. So I was aware, I wasn't in Sydney at the time, I don't think.
I think it was really like
I was in
nonchalant
Perth,
too.
I
I was
think, yeah.
like, oh, Beck, Sophia's broke her back. And then this happened, she's like, hang on.
Rewind.
Is she
I was
alive?
like, what the fuck? Like, what?
Hang on.
Like, what? I was like,
Our boss at the time, like, obviously thought I was lying because the other boss, the husband, saw me the next day after I did it, like in IGA, looking like hell. Like I looked like hell, but I was walking around the IGA, and so they thought I was lying just to get out of work for
Not
2 months.
surprised.
I mean,
Oh.
probably something I would have done too, but
We all tried.
this one was
Very
true.
serious.
Bloody
Interesting.
hell. Okay, Brooke, what do you reckon? What'd
For
you get?
mine?
Yeah.
I reckon I've got a few, but the one that, especially from the weekend, I reckon mine is when I drink, I think that I can fight people.
She actually
That's
does.
awesome.
I was so worried on the weekend. I was like, she's actually
I have
serious.
a tendency to be like, especially with the guy, like if Riss and I are obviously together and we end up like speaking to like two guys, I always
She wants
fucking
to
piss
fight
off
the
the other
person
guy
that I'm
that's with Riss. We were sitting at the table and he was doing my
He was a little
fucking
shit.
head in. He was such a child.
He was a
He
child.
was lovely, but he was such a child. And I was like, bro, you don't shut the fuck up. I'm gonna knock you out. And he goes, let's go. And I was like, well, get up then.
And I was like, get up. Everybody sit down.
But like,
we're not doing this.
I do it all the time. The minute I have
She got serious. and I
alcohol
was
in
like,
me, I'm like, let's go.
I was like, you sit the fuck down.
And bear in mind, I'm what, 5'4"?
She's 5'4".
I'm little, and I want to fight these like 6 foot guys. I'm like,
I could
And
do it.
I'm gonna throw punches.
Every other week, she's in bed sick. So like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I literally look at her like, babe, don't.
Yeah.
You're gonna get a black eye one day.
I reckon I could do it too.
Oh my god.
The guy that I was in with, he was like, I reckon you could knock him out. I was like,
know,
yeah, I
was
would.
like, no,
I would.
You don't know it.
If he says
I
one
have
more
to
word to
fix
me,
it.
I'll knock him out.
I think mine. There's a few, but like I
Yeah.
think it's what I told you today. That if I'm talking to someone, and this is just chatting, like kind of like, oh, maybe I've slept with you once, or I haven't even slept with you actually. This guy at my gym, I'm speaking about it today. So this guy at my gym said that he was kind of like, he liked what I looked like. He thought I was really pretty. Anyways,
Just get a picture of.
that's a different thing.
Stop.
Anyways, so this guy, and he was like really lovely. He's usually really nice to me, but I think he's kind of seeing someone at the moment. So like I saw him at the gym,
God, I
and
hope
it
he's
was a
not.
little bit. Yeah, God, I hope he's not. Anyway,
Sorry.
the person I'm thinking about. Anyways, and he was a little bit weird with me. I was like, oh, you usually want to talk to me more. Like, what's happened? Like,
Why are you not showing me
I'm
any
not,
interest?
I'm probably not going to sleep with him, but I'm like, you can't sleep or see someone else, but I can.
But I don't want you.
But yeah, I don't want you. I don't want to sleep with you either. But you.
But you can't be with anyone else.
Yeah, you can't be with anybody else, and you can't not show me.
But
attention.
I don't want you. Like, give me all the attention, and I'll go sleep with whoever the fuck I want. But like, you're not allowed.
That's my toxic trait.
Yeah.
The fact that I'm like, oh, do I have to give him a little bit more? Like, should I send him a nude?
Like, why am I not getting what I was
Will
getting
that bring him
for?
back? But then like,
Fuck her off.
and then you'll hear, I'll message Brooke and be like, oh my god, he's back. Shit, what do I do? I don't want to sleep with this. I can't do it.
I don't want him.
That's my toxic trait.
Yeah.
But we had a few. Did you get any more? What was the other thing? We'll say if
That
we
was
remember
one of
change.
them.
My roommate Kaylia actually said that she has a toxic trait that is she doesn't have an interest in the guys that she's been dating. Guys that she's been dating. Yet she's happy to just get a free meal out of them.
That's a
So
mood.
she'll go on a date anyway.
That's a mood.
I have a few friends that do
Yeah,
that. Like, Free meal. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Just take it.
Literally, if you line up free meals all through the week, you don't pay for groceries, right?
Yeah. Well, at least dinners anyway.
Just set up a date for each night of the week.
Hugo's here. This one here.
Living the high life.
Literally.
So I think a few of these would actually be us
I can
as
see
well.
one, yeah.
So obviously mine was telling everyone that I'll fight them or knock them out on a night out. Needing a new outfit every time you go out.
Oh,
yeah, that's me.
I can't wait outfit repeat.
I hate outfit repeating,
Yeah.
but
I'm
I
the
do
same.
it. I have to because
Yeah.
I just
Money.
don't have the money.
Yeah, I'm the same. The takes days to respond.
Oh, that's me.
That's bro. You suck. You're so
Wait,
much
wait,
worse. She messaged me today about something I messaged her in Europe. She was like, "Oh, hey, I'm good, thanks. How are you?" And I was like, "What the fuck did I say?"
You either get like the fastest reply,
Literally,
or it's like
I
5,
think
6
I've
days
asked
later,
you,
or
like,
2
takes
months.
10 business days to
yeah.
respond.
Literally.
I
I
want
watched her
the
message
shift
the other
here.
day that she's gonna see you like, "Fuck, I didn't reply to her. Better do it now." I'm like, Sophia.
Do you not
seriously.
ever get to the point of like, oh, there's no return, like I'll just...
Yeah, you say and you're like, oh, it's already like 5 days
Yeah.
past.
Sometimes I'm like, Sophia,
Yeah,
yeah.
you could just start a new convo. I'm not gonna be cut about it.
Yeah, but I feel bad.
Redoing things when someone does something wrong.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like that all the time. Dad packs the dishwasher and then he doesn't do it right, so I have to redo it.
Yeah, but
Are you one of those people with like the spoons in the wrong
Yep.
location?
Yeah.
Like,
There you go.
Yeah.
So the knives, the forks, the spoons, and the
Yeah,
teaspoons. Yeah.
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 Okay, I'm
I
not like
hate
that.
that. I hate that I'm like that, but it pisses me off. Gets mad when I get left undelivered/read from like someone in particular, but then I leave people on read or
Yeah.
delivered.
I do that. Delivered is a big one, but I don't like leaving people on red. I'll do delivered.
Yeah, I don't like
Yeah.
leaving people on read, but delivered all the time.
Yeah, I don't.
The fact that
Depends who it is.
they could have seen it,
Mm.
they've decided to open it, so you knew.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's
Like-
rude.
Yeah, so do I.
Like, how dare you?
That's
Weird.
ghosting.
That is actually really that is a good toxic one, isn't it?
Isn't it?
I do that, I think.
Leaving people on red.
Yeah, but I do it only if I do it like if the person's done it to me, I'll go, do you know what? Well, I'll do it. Or
I have
if
to
they
have
reply, and then I'm
literally-
like,
Yeah.
I
I'll
have to
have to
have.
do it to you.
Yeah, I have to have the last word.
yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
And then I'll be like,
If I want to talk to someone, I hate leaving them on read. I just won't open your message. If I don't want to talk to
Yeah,
you, I just
so
don't
well,
open
if
your
I'm
message.
being petty, like I'll read it just so they know.
Oh,
as
yeah.
well.
Mm.
or
But-
just like you like it now, you can send a thumbs up. I'm always
Yeah. But I mean like a message that
Like
like doesn't necessarily need to be responded
Responded to.
Like,
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
read it.
I don't
just
think you
leave
need
it.
to.
I know I like the
It's
message.
fine.
I'm like
That's a bit hard.
Yeah.
conversation's done, don't speak to me again.
Don't speak to me again. Yeah, no fair. Well, I do it on Instagram. So obviously on Instagram, if you like double tap, it's a heart. But I
Yeah,
purposely will go on and press the fucking thumbs
Thumbs
up,
up.
and then people are like, "Oh, you just thumbs up me," and I'm like, "I did."
That's the end of the conversation right there.
Ended. Done. See ya.
It's not a toxic trait, but it's like when you thumbs up, like the physical emoji, like you know when you press it on Facebook.
You actually
Yeah, on the
press
right.
it.
Yeah.
You actually press the button.
No, I don't. But like people that do that,
Oh.
I don't want Facebook Messenger. I've done that before.
I hate it.
I do it by accident, and I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
I do it
sorry,
by
no, I don't
accident
mean to
too.
do
That's
that.
so embarrassing when you're actually having a conversation with someone.
Yeah,
and, it's
and then
kinda
you're like-
serious, and you press it.
Or what's that one on Instagram, that like unicorn thing that always comes up and you click, am I just being...
Is that when you swipe the emojis
And it
across?
comes up and it just comes up out the blue.
It's like the love heart eyes.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it just comes up like you'll be doing something and it just comes up and I'm like, oh my god, did not mean to send that to you.
Mm.
I haven't
It's
done
like
that.
a unicorn.
Also,
It just happens. And I'm like, I could speak to a boy and I'm like, oh my god, can't speak to you anymore.
It's also
I
nice
just sent you a
where, like,
unicorn.
you know how you can just automatically react to someone's story by just like holding it or pressing it, and you can
Yeah.
send like the automatic like clapping or something like that. I've done it, and I didn't mean to, but like I put my phone down and I must have like leant on it, and then, like someone genuinely had a story. I think it was like, I don't know what it was, but it was like a serious TikTok, and I literally like sent back laughing faces. And
Oh
I
my
was like,
gosh.
Been there,
I'm
done that.
so
Oh gosh.
sorry, and they're like, "What was so funny?" I was like, "I didn't mean
I didn't mean to, I'm sorry.
Oh my god, it was embarrassing.
Been there.
I've done it. I've done it.
Thought I was going to get absolutely killed, but we moved.
We move, it's fine. Can flirt and be nice, but have zero interest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's me.
Me on Saturday, agreeing to date, and then no one's going.
Signing it. The guy knew you were gonna ditch, so I was like, "Let's get this in writing."
And then last one, knowing the truth, but still asking, because I want to know what you look like when you lie.
100%.
I don't think
Oh, I
that's a
do that.
toxic trait though.
You should just do it.
Like,
If I do something like that.
why can't you ask
know.
the question?
Yeah.
Would you call them out though? If you know
Yeah.
they're lying?
Yeah, of course.
You would. for sure.
Especially if I have proof.
Yeah.
Mm.
Don't come at me, bitch.
Hang
Yeah.
on.
They do like little petty lies. I'm like, well, what is the point in lying?
Yeah,
'Cause
honestly.
I
Yeah, exactly.
I don't, yeah. Like, I remember, like, lots of the lads I used to be speaking to, there was this girl who we both knew, and I was like, oh, like, something, I said, I can't even remember what it was, and I was like, oh, she was like, oh, I don't know who she is. But then, like, they were at, like, this party getting photos, and I was like, but you do know her. I was like, I was just a bit like, not into it, but I was like, but why have you told me that you don't know when
You do.
you do?
You
And I was
clearly
just like,
do.
just say you know, like,
What's the big deal?
yeah.
It's like one of the guys I dated, like, I found out that he'd been logging into my Facebook.
Oh no.
And I'm not saying where this person is from, but it wasn't from Sydney, so it says the location from where that person's logging in on.
Yeah.
And so they were trying to tell me, like, no, like, I wasn't doing it, and sent screenshots back. Like, I asked them first, like, oh, you know,
Are you
been
doing this?
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, no, like, I only did it once or twice, and I screenshotted it about probably at least 100 times of them logging in to my Facebook. And that's how I figured out they were finding out stuff that I'd privately messaged to my friends.
Oh, sneaky.
That is
Yeah.
horrible.
Oh,
That's
I
like
would do that.
bullying. Well, it's not. No, but it's like,
It's like bullying, but it's not.
no, it's like, oh, what's the word?
Stalking?
Yeah, it's like bullying in a way, isn't it?
But it's not bullying.
I don't know. I don't know.
Anyway, invasive.
It's, yeah, that's bad.
Yes, it is.
I'm glad that it does that now, though. That it tells you when people log into certain things. Like,
And it's like when
even
you're
on
on
Facebook
your
and stuff.
emails as well, it tells you like your account's been logged on
Yeah.
a different device.
I changed
And you have to
everything to
approve it.
two-factor
Yeah.
authentication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then that stuffed me over once because I did lose my phone.
then you need
then I
shit,
couldn't
yeah.
get in. And
Oh, yeah.
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 Yeah. Okay, so then, wow, you've had a bit of an introduction to Beck and Sophia, and you have no idea what's coming. But we're going to start by asking them both a few questions. So, B, do you want to go first? There's the top one.
Okay, funniest sex/date story.
Or just the funniest story that
Ooh,
you've
in
got
general.
for us. So, if one of you
This
remember,
is all one for.
Alright, well-
now.
Beck, do you want to go? Or Sophia, do you want to go?
Oh god, like narrowing it down.
I know.
You can give us,
Like,
you
I
can
feel
give us
like
a
I'm like-
couple. You can give us a couple, that's fine.
Oh, okay.
Alright, let's go. Sophia?
This probably, it's funny, but it's also awkward as hell. Like, this guy, I went back to his and I slept, you know, at his, and then he proceeded to tell me he had a girlfriend, and I was like, oh, I'm really not sure about
Yeah.
this. And I was like, no, like, I don't want to be here. So I went to the bathroom, and he came up behind me and started, like, we were naked at this point. He told me, like, in the middle.
What, in the midst of... Oh!
Yeah. And then so
bro.
I went into the bathroom to, like, you know, get myself together. He walks in and starts eating me out while I try to wash my hands and get out of it. And I had to, like, shove his head down. And then I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to put pillows here and fall asleep because I was drunk as fuck. And I just,
Oh my
you know, I was like,
God.
just going to lie here. And then at one point as well, he, like, turned around and was like, oh, just so you know, my nieces and nephews might run down and say hi to you. And I was like, and I got myself the fuck out of it.
Oh my god!
What the hell?
I don't think I've told you this
Yeah,
story.
don't tell me that!
Oh, back. No. Actually, I haven't told
Did you
many
punch
people.
him?
I can't remember what his
Oh, I
name
was
even was in the
screaming.
end, to be
I
honest.
must have been like, no.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Disgusting.
Jesus.
Bit of a funny one, but yeah. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
That's probably
The
the most,
concept.
like, awkward,
Oh.
funny.
Yeah.
Do you have any others?
I'm
She's
like,
got a list here. She's
Oh,
trying to
they're
figure out
really
which
good.
one.
they're all, okay. So this is also an awkward but funny story. This is also a toxic trait of mine. Like, I get myself into really awkward
I'm
situations.
not
This
sorry.
one's technically not my fault. It is the woman's body.
Oh.
I was like, this was like a while ago, and I slept with this guy, and like at the end, like there was just blood all over the bed,
Oh.
and
I've had that
he
happen.
was like looking at me and was like, his first response was, "I thought you've had sex before."
Oh! You're a virgin!
He thought I was a virgin. I was like, no. Like, he's like, absolutely not. I'm on a period.
that is. Like, explain it. Have you had sex before? Like,
Also, I don't think there should be that much blood. Like, but it was like splattered. Like it looked like a murder scene.
oh my
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. Oh, and then I tend to also like vomit a lot, as I mentioned earlier. One story is I was at a bar with you, Carissa.
Yeah,
and
this is a good one.
The guy was kind of cute. It was the birthday
This
or
is the
something.
bartender,
as well.
and it was your 21st birthday.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you know, I was getting close to working up the nerve to ask him for his number.
She was.
You know.
She was close.
And then I threw up underneath the bar, which would have been fine if I didn't come up and wipe my mouth.
We were doing well. Me and Erin were on opposite sides of her, and we were like facing the bar, and we were like, sweet, we're all good. And I didn't know what was happening because I don't know what I was doing.
To be fair, I'd just done a tequila shot. It wasn't like just randomly.
We did a shot, and we had it on video, and Sophia's just ducked down, and I'm like, oh, she's laughing. And he's like, she's vomiting, and I was like, I genuinely thought you weren't. I was like, no, and Erin's got her head like under half the bar, and she's like, yes, she is. And I was like, oh no, like what? She's laughing. And then like Erin's trying to help her, and they're like suspicious as fuck. And Sophia gets up and just wipes her mouth after Erin had already wiped it. And this guy's like, you vomited.
Yeah.
And we're like, no, she's
think
fine.
I'm fine.
And then this guy just like walks around behind us and goes,
Yeah. And then that was like time to leave.
yeah, she
Then-
vomited. We got kicked out.
Yeah.
And then we went back to Erin's, and we were all very, very drunk. And we found the guy's Insta, like the bartender's Instagram, which is a very funny Instagram name. And they found it on my phone. And I was like, okay guys, cool, whatever. You can do what you want, like you can follow him, I don't care. And then I think I was in the bathroom, and I come back and they're just laughing, and I'm like, what are you laughing at? Like, what did I do? And then I grab my phone, and they're both just like, thank you so much for our night, I love you. And I was like, what the fuck? And then turns out,
You're sleeping with it. We slept with him.
oh,
Sleeping.
currently still, yeah,
Ongoing.
I'm going. I'm still staying with him.
There we go.
You know, everything
There we
happens
go.
for a reason, you know?
Literally. So yeah, it worked out
Yeah.
in a weird way. But thanks.
Thanks for that.
Rebecca, what have you got? Let's talk about the door.
The door.
What's
So
that?
the door was started, and then I think there's a few I haven't even told you before. Anyway, yeah, the door. So I was seeing this. I don't even know what you'd call it. Seeing him,
A guy?
seeing them. I don't know. It's to me now. Anyway, I know. And we just in the end we just ended up not getting on, arguing over like stupid things. And then I was away and he was away where I was, and I was coming through. There was like a kitchen, and he was coming through the door. No, I was like, what was I doing? So I was coming through the doorway, and so was he, like this way. But he stepped aside for me, and I just walked past, like, didn't say anything because I was like, why was I like? I don't like that. And then he was like, you're not gonna say thank you, and I was like, I'm sorry. For what? And he was like, I've just held the door open for you, and I was like, number one, there's no door there, it's a doorway. I was like, it's not a door. And he looked at me, and he was like, what? And I was like, because it's not. It's literally it was like a door, but there was no door, and I was like, so no.
It was a door frame.
And because he muttered something just breath to me, and I was like, what? And then, imagine me, honest to God, I was fuming. And I was like, what have you just said? And he was like, oh, something. And then I just screamed down the corridor. I was like, just fuck off! And that was the last time we ever communicated.
Just use that sort of like, I just held the door for you. And
He did,
there
but
was no
like,
fucking
dead,
door.
He was like dead, just held the door open. I was like, you haven't, because it's not the door. And I was like, don't even, like, and I think he felt like, oh, I feel a bit embarrassed. And I walked away, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, you bloody dumb
Oh,
shit. There's
God.
no door there.
And I was just like, no.
That
What else
killed
have I
me.
done? Oh, the one I was in Perth, and I don't even know if I told you this.
Oh.
And
I haven't approved this. It's
slept with,
out.
I don't know, I slept at this, but it was in a hostel, I know, disgusting, room. And I was slept with this boy in Perth.
Disgusting.
And very drunk, obviously, whatever, but like my friends were like all kinds of, I think it was 6, 7, everyone was drunk, so no one could really hear what was going on.
In a dorm.
No, but I was the first one back. Yeah, it was fine. No one could hear me. Anyway, in the middle of the night, we heard this like bang. so one of the lads had fell off the bed. and he'd split all his ear open. Yeah, but I was obviously in the bottom bunk with this lad, and I was like, oh no. Because no one was really, not meant to, I was there, but I was like, I don't want anyone to know that I'm here because I feel awkward.
Yeah.
Obviously, he just fell, and I was like, oh, fuck's sake. So like,
such a
I had
burden.
this lad's t-shirt on, was like, come out the little kid, and I was like, you okay? And then, like, it was honestly awful. One of the other lads come in, and everyone was like, and then all of a sudden one of the lads was like, why are you here? And I was like, like in my little t-shirt with the lad, and I was just like standing there like, what am I gonna do? So he went to hospital, come back like hours later, all bandaged up, and we were just all lying there, and I was like, so now everyone knows. I could just, my plan was just to kind of get up and go, but obviously it didn't work out because he fell. And
what an inconvenience.
it was just,
How dare he?
my mate was sleeping with him at the time. So, but she was that drunk and that like blacked out. She didn't even know. She was like, "Where's he gone?" I was like, "He's gone to hospital." Like, would you not feel that?
Did you not feel that
when he fell off the bed? And because it was top bunk as well. And I know it was really bad. And she was like, "No," like thinking we were all messed. And I was like, "No, he's actually gone to like
oh my god.
hospital." Yeah, that was rough. I'm not gonna lie. That was not an ideal situation to be in.
And what about your mate, your pen pal?
It's our pen pal. So basically, it's a long story.
Wait, sorry, can I just ask quickly?
Yeah.
Is he still a pen pal? Like, do you...
It's
Is
not
that
my
your
pal.
pal?
His friend is.
Oh, okay.
Go, Rebecca.
So I met a lad when I was very first in Australia. He was from by where I was from. Anyway, that was it. It was only was sleeping with him every now and again. Like it was only like when you were drunk and whatever. I just used to go.
Casual.
Just go to sleep with him. But speaking about toxic, just quick. I was sleeping with him while I was sleeping with
That other person.
the other person.
Yeah,
and
that
I
holds the door. How that imaginary door open.
how that, yeah,
Nice.
and I was like, okay, really bad. Not bad, but like,
Really
I used
bad.
to kind of like make, anyway. So then I'm in, where was I? I was somewhere up north and still, like, still sleeping with this lad on and off. And then all of a sudden, I got this, someone sent me like a screenshot and they were like, Rebecca, like, have you seen this? And I was like, drunk, I'd gone to the races in Darwin. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, what have I seen? Like, what? Woke up to this news article. So, like, she's really bad.
That's exactly what the news article said.
The news article said that someone had been arrested in Sydney for drugs. And I was like, okay, like, who is it? Like, there's no one even, like, what? And then it all came out the next day who it was, and I was just like, this is my life. I was like, what? So then I was really drunk and texted him while he's obviously inside, not realising. And I was like, is everything okay? Like, text me when you can. Like, let me know. And then I was fuming to the girls, and I was like, oh my god, he hasn't even texted me.
He's ignoring me.
Like that. And then I woke up and someone was like, yeah, he's not going to reply. Like, you need to delete your message because they're going to be like, going through everything. And I was just like, oh my god, yeah, like panic. I had to block them of everything because I felt really scared. I was like, fine. It was bad. It was really bad.
Shit.
It was painful.
And that was bad enough, but then you went and slept with his friend.
Oh. That happened. Not that long ago. No,
That
That was recently. And I texted you, didn't I?
Yeah, you're like, oh, it's Jailbird's mate. And I was like, oh, okay. And she's like, he also deals drugs. And I was like, are you kidding, Rebecca?
Not good at all. And then I had to go walk of shame in one day. Sent you a video and I was like, this is not ideal. I hate this. This is not okay. And then he was trying to text me and I was like, oh no, like I can't be doing this. Like, I can't get into, this Wales. I was like, I need to go. And I was like, ah. And yeah, we don't text no more. That's
a good
that's
idea,
not a thing no more.
Stay away from them.
Yeah, that ended.
Yeah.
Wasn't a thing to end, but that's no more.
Oh, for now.
It was literally like, okay, I'm going back to the UK.
I'm leaving
I'm
the
going
country.
I'm literally leaving the
Folks might
country.
get home.
I'm going home. I'll see you maybe if I come back. So obviously you weren't sure if I was coming back or not. And now I'm back. I'm like, oh shit, don't message me.
I can't.
Bad
honestly.
times.
Wow.
Bad times.
Okay, well then we're gonna go to another question. This is one that's gonna be fun, I think.
Okay.
A time you've seen an ex. And what happened?
Matt.
Yours is an ex situation, Jen, but Sophia,
Yeah, mine's situation.
are you ready to tell the story?
Yeah. Alright. So,
This is my favourite story in the world.
Okay.
got out of my relationship. We're not going into
No.
the
Details.
birds and the bees. Anywho, if we're like, anyways, anywho, basically, I was at a bar with my friend, just, you know, having a few drinky drinks, and then who walks in but my ex with this girl that I knew from
no.
that he was friends with. And by the way, I've gotten with this girl 3 years ago because she annoyed me so much at a club one time because I could tell she was into my boyfriend.
Yeah.
And so I got with her to assert my dominance.
You got
Not
to him.
toxic. That's the
Wait,
best.
what do you mean?
Just kissed her.
Okay, because he got.
Oh, nothing more. Sorry, like.
So you just
I'm
did.
okay.
With
Yeah,
her.
anyways, 2 seconds, anywho, more than 2 seconds, but you know, couple seconds. And then, so my ex walked into this bar with her, and there's a little bit of backstory, you know, but, you know, I heard some stuff, and so I kind of connected some dots in this, and I was like, oh, interesting.
Super.
He looks up, and he sees me, looks me dead ass in the eyes, and I was like, smiling my little face off, like, oh, I got you now, you bitch. Because, like, a couple days before this happened, I brought it up with him, and I was like, oh, you know, heard this and this and this, and he was like, no, you're making it all up in your head, and, like, trying to tell me, like, it was all me, and, like, whatever, trying to make myself feel better about myself or something, which not sure how that makes me feel better about myself.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Whatever.
And then the last thing he says to me is, thank you, this has been hilarious. Like, good for you. I'm just going to laugh out of me being
beautiful.
hurt.
Thanks, bro.
Great, thanks. And then, so he looks at me in the face. I was going to say hi, to be fair. Like, happy to say hi. Say hi to you little bitch, too. Sorry.
Completely little bitch.
And then he, like, runs out. Like, he fully, like, runs opposite direction, doesn't even grab her, like, runs. And then she looks up, sees me, we look at each other in the face, and she just goes and runs as well.
Oh my god.
And I was like, made my freaking night. I was like, great, beautiful. Then I had to see them the next night, and yeah, that was really awkward. It was really rude to me as well that night. And I was like, I don't know why you're being the arse now. To be fair, could be an arse, but don't be an arse.
Yeah.
Don't deny it. And then I see you with her.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, cool. That's fun. I'm
Wait.
fun.
Oh.
Backup story, not same person,
Oh.
not about running into an ex, but it's about an awkward, funny run-in.
Okay.
But this is the story I've been waiting to tell you.
Oh, yay.
Oh.
No one's heard this.
So, guy I've been sleeping with,
Yes.
basically, my dad, I go pick my dad up from the bus. He's come from quite a few drinks in the city. And then he gets in the car and he's like, oh, this guy in the bus, he was talking to me about all this random shit, like blah, blah, blah. And then without even like 2 seconds into him telling me this story, I was like, oh my god, I know who you've just been talking to on the bus.
Oh.
Turns out, it's the guy I've been sleeping with, had walked up to him without knowing that it was my dad. Been having massive like talk with him on the bus ride home about his balls.
Oh my god.
What? Say something he hasn't told your dad about, like, this girl he was sleeping with?
No, thank God.
Oh.
But my dad, because it was a weird conversation apparently, was going, oh, how are you getting home? Are you getting home okay? And my dad was like, yeah, I'm going to get home all good. My daughter's picking me up and stuff. But then he was like, oh, okay, cool. Dad's like, oh, are you getting home all good too? Never connected the dots that they knew each other through me.
Wow.
Like,
Yeah.
he didn't say, like, my daughter, Sophia.
I don't know.
Luckily.
I would have
Can you imagine
cried.
this?
Could you imagine if they both figured out
over.
that?
Yeah, imagine if you, because you're
Who
close
I
to your
was.
dad. You're
Yeah.
close to your parents.
And then I fully was like, Dad, like, this is the guy.
What
Like,
did he say?
he burst out laughing. He was like, you're fucking kidding me. And then I told the guy, he was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me.
Oh my
Wow.
This is such a small
world,
place.
yeah.
Like, most random
Oh
thing
my
ever.
God.
I just had to slide that in there because I feel like that's an awkward moment.
Imagine if he like
Wow.
was like, yeah, I'm banging this chick and like, and he's like, yeah, get it, bro, and it's his fucking daughter. Oh, I can't make up your life.
That's so weird.
What about you? You've run into an ex situation, Jim? A couple times, actually.
No, well, the fear, I don't know, when I've got quite a few actually. One was I went on a boat party and it was like a last minute thing. It was last year, like a last minute boat party, and I couldn't go, because I was meant to be back in Sydney, but flights got cancelled, so I had to stay where I was. Went on this last minute boat party and I walked on, and I never realised like they were so close as mates until I got on this boat, and all three two I slept with were just together on this boat, and I was just like, what do we do? Like, do we get off? Like, what do we do? And I was like, I really want to get off. And then all like, you know, one of them came up to me, and this, because one of the situations that happened was like a private, like not private, like it shouldn't have, not that it shouldn't have happened, but it was just like no one was to know about it because of a long story. And he started speaking to me about the night on the boat, and I was just going, which was I? And he was like, did you leave a jacket in the hotel room? And I was like, it was like a couple of months ago, like what? No, like why? What? Like
Why are you asking me this now?
And I was just like standing there, like people can hear you. Shut up! People are literally like looking, and I'm going, shut up. Got off the boat. We're going somewhere else, and one of the other lads must have overheard something that was, I don't know what he'd overheard. Had this big massive argument, and I was just like outside, like not realising he was shouting at me, and I was like, oh, like, you know, who was he shouting at? And he was looking at me, like screaming at me.
Oh my gosh.
And I was just like, and it was one of the lads who I'd been with, and I was just like, what
was he saying?
Like, he was like, I think he thought I said something about him or overheard something when he was
Oh
drunk,
my
which I
gosh.
wasn't, because I'm sorry, why would I? Like, do you know what I mean?
I mean,
You know
I
what?
needed
My breath.
And he just shouting at me, and I was like,
what's
oh my
happening?
god, what's going on? I was literally like, I was going to drunk me after many wines, text one of them, and was like, I'm so sorry for getting you involved in all of this.
Heck.
And I was like, why? And I woke up and I was like, oh no, I'm going to text them. This is what I do. I like text people things, like, and then I wake up and I go, oh my god, I've got the ick for myself, I'm going to delete them.
I've got an ick for myself.
And then I bumped into, situationship quite a few times actually. One was when we went to an event, and he turned up with this girl, and I was like,
It's okay.
It's just his style.
literally, he was like, bitch, deep breath. Turns out, I was like, okay. Turns out it was his girlfriend, but no one wanted to tell me because they just didn't want to, like,
They knew you would blow up.
yeah, which I didn't, because if I did, it like would have caused a lot of problems. But at the same time, I was standing there going, oh my god, what do I do? Like, I want to go home. I was like, this is awkward. That was very awkward.
Because he also told you he didn't want a relationship.
Yeah.
But didn't she come up and say something? Or you
Yeah.
went up and said something to her?
But so we were standing there, and I was like, I didn't know what to say hello to her. Like, what do we do? Like, I didn't know what to say. Like, what do we do? And I just, and I was like, oh, you okay? And she was like my voice went like 5 times higher. And I was like, oh, you okay? And she just went, yeah, like, hi. And I was like, oh, like, I didn't know what I was saying. Just walked away, and I was like, fuck. Like, I was just mortified. I sat back down with everyone. I was like, they were like, have you actually just done that? And I was like, I know. That was bad. I really bumped into.
And then you saw him on the bus.
Oh my god, get on the bus. Yeah, that was not ideal. We'd been somewhere, and I was like, my friend was with me, and we just sat there on the bus, like coming home, and he got on the bus, and I was going, oh my god, like, I was like Snapchatted her and texted, I was like, he sat behind you. She was like, what? And I was like, sat behind
Your friend
you.
was super loud.
And I was
too.
like, he sat behind you. She was like obviously very, she was like, what? And I was like, oh my god. And she said, oh, and I was like, if I get up now, I'm gonna have to make eye contact. What do we do? And the whole time it was just so awkward. Like, it was weird because I thought, like, it's weird how you go from like seeing each other or like telling people personal things to like not even.
Yeah,
don't even know
strange.
weird.
Literally when they're like behind you, you just have no
And I
acknowledgement.
was sat there just like, oh my fucking god, is this my life? Is this my life? But apart from that, I think not bad.
You
They're all situationship ones that I've just run into.
Oh,
I've had about 100 situationships, guys.
and they're always connected.
And they're always connected, they never work. Probably because of me and my glasses of wine. Because the abuse that I send when I ever text, when I text people.
Oh my god.
I text
Honestly.
people.
Wow.
That's a good one. I texted him once and I was like, why are you so against me? And he was like, what the fuck? What? And I was like, why are you so against me? And he was just like, what are you actually going about? And I was like, oh my god. Woke up again the next day like, oh no. I've given myself the ick. I've got myself the ick. Like, what have I done?
Honestly,
So I don't have contact with any of these people anymore. Could I just get death and embarrassed?
Rebecca gets such liquid courage. Like,
Yeah, I got really bad.
we work together, obviously, we used to, and I would be like to Becca, I'd be like, okay, Becca, like, this person's doing this, I need you to stop it. And she, like, full was like, yeah, I'll tell them. And I'm like, okay, Becca, cool, thank you. This woman that I didn't want in a specific room, that's what I set Beck there for, is Becca standing in front of the doorways, and this woman just like walks past her, Becca just fucking turns to let the bitch through, and I was watching it like, Rebecca, and she's like, I don't know what you want me to do. Okay, but you can find a security guard, but you can't tell this bitch to just not walk into a room, like, what?
No. You have literally, we have to find a security guard. And then I text my friend, and I showed you the messages before, didn't I? She was like, did you get home okay? I was drunk and I was like, I put on the text message, he's ringing the police. And then my mate was like, what? And I was like, he's ringing the police. And to this day, and I was like, what? Who was ringing the police? Was it the bouncer ringing the police for me?
It definitely would.
Got into someone's, again, I've got a video, got into someone's car. That wasn't a taxi, there was no one in it. And I was like, is this my Uber? Like, she got really drunk. And I was like, is this my Uber? Like,
Open the driver's
open
side.
the driver's side, like, oh my god.
Also,
and then
like, should I drive myself?
You
I
literally
decided
did
it
that.
I'm like, should I drive? Like, can you imagine? Like, no, not ideal. And then,
You also did that this weekend.
yeah, I did that this weekend as well. I got left in a pub. No, I got left in a kebab shop, should we say, and I got like abandoned, literally abandoned.
She's been blocked off Uber.
I've been blocked from Uber as well. And then I lost my bank card, so I couldn't put it on TD. So I asked this random man in the street like 4:30 in the morning. And I was like, oh hi, like, can you help me get home? And he was like, what? And I was crying. I was like, can you just please help me get home? Like, probably going on with myself. And bless him, like, he actually got me home. And I've got his, I sent him money. Went on my bank the next day and I'd sent him like $50 and it's got his name on there and his mobile number. I was like, oh my god, what a hero. Imagine he wasn't there.
How the fact that both of you are still
No.
alive gets
Fair.
to me.
I at least didn't go up to a random person on the street when I
I
did
don't
it.
know why I didn't bring
You,
one of you.
Sophia,
I
you just-
scouted someone in the clubs that I thought looked alright.
No, you told me that when you were in Greece,
Oh yeah.
you got in some random person's car.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
it's Greece.
No!
No, yeah, isn't that more of a
What's that
reason?
film called? Taken. Where's that in Paris? Who's he taken the film?
Rebecca, have you seen
I have two other
anything at the
girlfriends
moment?
with me
From
though.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, Ted Bundy, just pick one.
That's why on Saturday, gone, that went that what my
I don't understand you anyway, you need
I
to
know.
speak clearly.
And he was like, you come back to mine. I was like, no, nobody's no. But you know what? I think in my mind I was like, you know, watch all these like serial killer documentaries. Like, no, I can't. I literally can't.
But you can go
And I'm
up
convinced this boy took my key.
Well, he messaged you and was like, "How are you gonna
Yeah.
get in?"
I'm
With
sure
our
he's
house
taking,
keys.
yeah.
He's
You wouldn't
taking.
say that to
And I was
someone.
like getting all
How
like,
would he know that?
Exactly.
You know?
he was like,
It's a
where are you? I was
random
like,
thing
I'm
to
on my
say.
way home. Like, leave me alone. I was like, I'm on my way home. And he was like, how are you gonna get in? And I was like,
No, he knows.
You bitch took
sorry.
my
I was
key.
literally like,
Out of everything.
But if you took, oh, kidding. If you took your license, it wouldn't have your address here.
No, it wouldn't.
Thank God.
maybe he thought.
He must. Oh my god, he must
Yeah,
have
he might have thought maybe it would. It's got my UK one on. And it's an old UK
Well,
one.
Wow.
what, is he gonna go fly to the UK and hope he's gonna bump into
And
you
it
at your
would
house
not
then?
surprise me, like the way it was going. Bless him, he sent me all these messages and I just ignored them. And
Bless him, he
Did you
stole
block
your
him at
fucking
least?
house key.
But then he deleted the messages.
Oh.
I genuinely
must
think
have
he
embarrassed.
actually was going to try to come to your house. Rebecca, this
is
is
why
funny.
I'm not
That's so funny.
I was texting my, like, you met Liz before from home, and I was just like, he's took my key. She said, what? And I was like, he's took my key. And she was like, what are you going on about?
Honestly,
Like,
I just, if this was like Brooke or I would genuinely be calling the police, like, go to this bitch's address, this is happening to her, I don't know what's happening, just go there. Meanwhile, your friends are like, oh, she'll be fine.
I rang my friends.
She gets out of
It's
everything.
another Saturday night.
Literally, it's back. I rang my friend, she was obviously in the UK, and she was like, I'm in an event, and I was like crying. I was like, Liv, I just
Bitch, get the fuck over it, you'll be right.
I'm just gonna plane over, come and help me.
Honestly.
Wow.
You tried.
You tried.
Sometimes, like,
It baffles me how Brooke and I are like, yeah, we do some stupid shit, it's funny.
Yeah.
And then you two come on here and I'm like, I feel like a virgin.
Yeah.
I'm doing my best now to
Honestly.
not do anything
It's not that bad. Like, I feel like Bex is way worse
Beck.
than mine, so...
See, I don't think
Seriously?
it's until I sit and think about everything, I just go, oh. It's bad, isn't it? Like,
No, she comes into
really?
work like, Beck, you went home with someone you didn't even know. She's like, oh, you're right, that's not good.
Oh yeah, that's right, dude.
Like, everyone in our kitchen was like, Rebecca, why?
Oh, I was at the car.
And she's like,
That was
next
that one,
time I
wasn't
won't
it?
do it.
And then the next time comes around, she's like, oh, I didn't
and they
forget.
wouldn't let it go in the kitchen for lovely
Because
phrases.
it's bad, Rebecca.
It was bad. And I was like laughing over it, and they were like
It's not
free
funny.
group standing there, they were like,
Literally.
it's not funny, and I was like, yeah, it's not.
Meanwhile, I'm going to go to someone's house that doesn't have any fucking doors. And you're just like, I'm going to get in this person's car.
Can you take me home,
Literally.
please?
That's like my new thing now. I just lose everything, and I'm like, can someone take me home? It's like, oh, I'll go home.
Honestly,
Enough.
I love that.
Stop it.
enough. If Rebecca, some chick with a really strong Liverpool accent, asks to get in your car, tell her to fuck off.
Say call Carissa.
Yeah, call me,
I
okay?
need to write in my notes to call Carissa.
You need to write, I'm going to
Then
put it on your phone.
I'm not
And
going
we're going to have a legal document that
I
says
feel
you're
like
going
we
to
need to
fucking
tattoo
call
it
me.
on our arm.
Literally, I'm
Like,
going to put
if
my buddy's
lost,
mobile
Call Carissa,
number.
call this number.
I'm not
being
going out now for a
serious.
while, so I'll be
I'm going to
fine.
put it on the back of your phone. I'm going to make a phone case that says, if lost, call Carissa on this
I think
number.
it's just saying two.
Literally, I'm going to put a lead on you.
You should like hide
Get
like
a
an
dog
air
tag.
tag.
Yeah, just get that dog tag and I'll just put a chip in it.
It's hard.
Like, where is she now?
Or just
Honestly.
like find my... What is it? Find my
Oh my
friend.
god,
Yeah,
you send
find
me
my
your
friends, your location.
I don't know how you do all that. My phone's like, I think it's broke. It doesn't let me do
Honestly.
certain things on it. I don't know.
But you
I've
can
done
write a
it, so-
contract in your notes.
And
Or you
sign it
can,
on the...
yeah, and then
Yeah.
send people messages.
I think you need to just change your password before you go out and
I
write it
just
down
need to
somewhere.
sort a lot out before I go out next time.
Or just stop drinking so much.
It's wine. It's white wine.
I just said maybe change
But
the
then
beverage.
this
Yeah.
Friday night we're all gonna go out and have some wines.
Are we going out or are we
No,
going
we're
like?
going to bed. I mean,
We're going to
Aries.
Bex.
We're going to Bex. Honestly. Okay, well we've been doing this for an hour. So thank you for listening if you've all
Oh,
actually
oh.
tuned in that whole time.
Yeah, if you made it to the end.
Yeah, seriously. Now you
You're
see
an
that
MVP.
we're actually not the most toxic people in the world.
Yeah, we're tame.
I
You're 25, these shit's
know.
not.
I know.
Hey, I've got it.
You're okay.
I'm alright.
You're 21.
Yeah.
You're doing
Still
alright.
got some life to live. It's alright.
5 years.
We'll bring her back on when she's,
so do we.
when
No,
she's
we still
25.
have lots of life to live.
We all do. We all do.
Give me a ring in 4 years. I'll update you with the
I think
rest.
I had an actual ring and I was like, what for?
Yeah, I thought you meant a ring too. And I'm like, oh.
No, Sophia. Anyways, yeah, so thank you so much for tuning in to this very long one.
Yep, thanks girls for coming on too.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank
for having
you
us.
for coming. You guys were very scared before we did this and they were like, what are we going to say? I was
Shitting
like,
a
just
few
don't say
rings.
his name. Please.
Whatever I've just spoken about, people who listen will be like, I know.
I feel like everyone will.
Yeah, they're gonna, people know. Everyone knows.
Put two and two together.
But let's be real, Beck, I don't think anyone actually could understand you to be fine.
That's true.
And you really
Just
got,
your
she
original.
literally has been like going out of the picture this
I
whole
know.
time. And I'm trying to be like,
I
Rebecca,
didn't know I was in or
get
out
back
for
in.
that.
I've been like doing like a little bit.
Oh,
Like, and I just
yeah.
realised how weird it's gonna look.
You look like you have Tourette's. Anyways, the video will be up soon as well, and please stop listening to just the snippet.
Yeah.
The guy I spoke to today said he did the same thing. I'm like, you just admitted that to my face, and it pisses me off.
Oh.
Listen to the whole thing. Okay?
If you want to be featured,
Yeah, you little bitch.
listen to the whole episode.
Listen. Okay? This time you've got two
Ourselves.
very interesting girls telling you about their sex lives.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
One brings their dad into it.
Yuck.
I don't think she really thought that through before that came out of her mouth.
It sounded funny, okay? Anyways, the other one, you should just call someone on her.
No one.
Animal control.
Animal control. Seriously.
Anyways, thank you so much for listening, and we will bring you next week's episode when we figure out what it is.
Yeah, we still don't know what it is, but that's okay.
We'll get there.
Rolling. See
Thanks
you guys.
so much. Say bye.
Adios.
Yeah, say bye. Say bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.